We are less than 20 days from the 2020 election, and the candidates are crisscrossing key states to make their final appeal to voters. And while the Rust Belt handed President Trump his 2016 victory, will it work this time around? Pollster Justin Wallin joins me with his take. Justin, we're working with the touch screen here. I'm going to show everybody what is at stake. Let's take a look. You see electoral votes: Michigan 16, Pennsylvania 20, Ohio 18, Wisconsin 10, and Iowa 6. Let's start with Iowa. And I look at this and I see Biden in the lead slightly in this polls. Does President Trump really have to worry about Iowa?
You certainly wouldn't have thought so quite some time ago at the beginning of the campaign, right? The Iowa and Ohio were seen as the most lopsided of the Rust Belt states. Trump won those by, 8 and 10 points in the last cycle. So they were seen as safe. Biden really didn't seem as having a chance. However, Trump is losing traction among women and older voters, and those voters vote. So he's really got to focus in that space to see if he's going to eke out a win there.
Let's go to Ohio. Ohio, like Florida, always an important state. Trust me, we're going to Ohio. There it is right there. But you see, again, a slight lead for Biden. Same question as in Iowa. Does President Trump need to worry in Ohio?
Yeah, exactly. Iowa really is similar to Ohio, so the answer is the same. The thing there is that those polls are within the margin of error. They're almost identical. In fact, they're almost numerically identical. So they're very, very, very close. It could go any way. Trump really has to shore up his space, his support there among women and older voters.
Let's take a look at Michigan, because I look at Michigan and I ask myself, does President Trump really at this point just allocate resources elsewhere because he has no shot at winning Michigan?
Yeah, it's tough to tell. You know, the next three states, those were the traditionally Democratic blue wall that Trump kind of busted through and won, and that paved his way to the White House in 2016. So I think there's a moral loss if he walks away from those states. But the gap seems very, very large right now. Each one of the next three states, Michigan, the averages are showing Trump down by between 6 and 9. I forget exactly what it is in Michigan. However, at this time in the last cycle, that same gap existed for Clinton over Trump. So yeah, I think there is a chance there, but if it's going to win, it'll be by the slimmest margin, and that's going to be reflected in each of the next states.
Let's quickly get through Wisconsin. Wisconsin is always fluctuating. What do you think happens in the Badger State?
Yeah, Wisconsin, I think, leans towards Trump of all the three. It's just such a tough call because he has these competing energies right there. Wisconsin has had a tremendous Democratic galvanization over the last couple of years. In 2018, they did very, very well at the polls. They've done well at special elections this year. But demographically, of all the three states that are very, very close to the Rust Belt, this one looks most like Trump country. More blue-collar voters, more white voters, age 25 and above. I think the general enthusiasm that favors Trump over Biden does have an enthusiasm gap in most regions. I think that's going to favor Trump on the at the end of the day. And
finally, Pennsylvania. Is Pennsylvania the most important state in this election?
In many ways, it is. I mean, it's reflective of Biden's brand. I mean, this is Scranton, of course, and Biden enjoys roots there. On the other hand, Pennsylvania has one of the largest proportions of voters who are non-Hispanic whites, age 25 and above, rural, semi-industrial voters. These voters favor Trump. So it's really a matchup, a clash of those two, and with these kind of margins, they seem long now, but they can get very close as we get closer, as we saw in 2016.
Justin Wallin helping us with all eyes on the Rust Belt. We appreciate your time this morning. Jillian.